Meet me after school. I got a deadbeat baby mama. Yeah, that's right. I have full custody and she pays me child support. My daughter is getting older and wants to move in with her mom. How do I tell her your mama ain't okay? All right. A single parent dad. His baby mother is not she pays him child support. He has full custody. The daughter wants to go live with him and you know her mama age. So basically, I'm just gonna go right in and just say, well, you definitely can't tell her that. You can't say it that way. Um, so let's see. And because with kids, I'm assuming that she's getting older. I'm assuming that she's a teenager. I'm assuming that the mother is, because you have full custody, the mother is the less responsible parent, and therefore when she gets to spend time with her mom, she gets to be the fun parent and you get to be the responsible parent. And as we know, the responsible parent never gets the glory because they're the responsible parent, right? The fun parent is the one that everybody wants to be around because you think that's how it is all the time. But they get to be fun because they don't take the responsibility. So I'm gonna assume that she's like a teenager. So teenage girl living with her dad, I can understand why she would want to live with her mom. She's a female. She might be more comfortable with certain things with her, just because she's growing and just want to be closer to her mom. But I also understand that if her mother is an irresponsible person, or as you say, her mama ain't if her mama ain't then maybe try to find a middle ground. Maybe try to find um a way that maybe she can spend a little bit more time with her, maybe, if that's possible. Because maybe it's not an issue of living there. Maybe it's just an issue with, maybe she feels like she doesn't have enough time and she wants more time. So if the mom is responsible enough to work that out with you, maybe looking into spending a little bit more time with her mom so that you know she doesn't feel like she wants to move completely, right? The other thing I would say is, talk to your daughter and let her know, like, this is the situation. It needs to be like this for whatever reasons. And maybe in the future there can be some compromise, right? So that's what I got on that.
It needs to be talked to age appropriately. That's,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the child is, you know, not a teenager, younger than a teenager, or if it was, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at some point you got to talk to them as age appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that needs to be discussed at an age appropriate. If the mother is doing like recreational things that could harm the child, it needs to be said
Mm-hmm.
like in a way where it's just not safe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Y Z, it doesn't have to. You don't have to come out and tell the child that.
Right.
You find ways
Right.
to express it to. It's a safety concern.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's too much danger there. I mean, there's other ways to deal with it with a younger child. Now, you get into the teens, and then you can start getting into like more deeper conversations. But I say it would have, depending on the child's age.
Mm. I agree. I agree that it definitely needs to be age appropriate. I definitely wouldn't come out with change, because that's just going to make your child want to be with her even more. Because if you tell a kid no, they always want to do what they're told not to do. Just that's the law of the physics. When it comes to children. Angela says she'll figure out what her mother is later on her own. That is true. If you give them enough time, they will figure it out on their own, that you know mom might not be as dependable as I once thought. But just I feel like the compromise maybe is a little bit better to kind of, because what she's saying is essentially she wants to spend more time with her. Now, whether she can live with her is a different, but maybe more time is something that could happen if, like Miss Gopi said, she's not, on some type of addiction that could cause harm to the child or anything like that. So,
Mhm.
it depends on the
It
circumstance.
just depends on the age, and without like a little more in depth,
Hmm.
it's hard to get into like what caused her not to be able to have her in the first place. So, maybe it
Right.
was um addiction, maybe it was she wasn't stable on medication, maybe she needs to go look at other avenues.
But I
It's hard.
feel like having a conversation is always the first place to have it, and trying to figure out, what
Yeah,
exactly the child is looking for, the reasoning behind why the child wants to do this. Like, really probe and ask, why move in with mom? Like, what are your reasons? And see if they can articulate those things, if they're old enough. Angela said mom may want her there so she doesn't have to pay child support anymore. That
yeah.
that could be it. That could be it. She might want her there so she doesn't have to pay
That's
child
why I said
support.
that's where the age appropriate thing, like, what if she's trying to manipulate her? What if, I mean, there's a bunch of what you could
Mhm.
say what ifs without knowing the full situation. Yeah.
Right, 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 right. I agree. I agree. Because if that's the case, then that's a whole nother dynamic. And then, um, there's only so much a child is going to want to understand too. Like, that's still their mom, so they're not, so a child is not going to, usually, um what you say, turn their back on their parent, on, especially their mother. That's very difficult. So, there's only so much that you can say to get the child to really, like, change their mind or understand it. But, I think if you come from a place of understanding and trying to find a better solution, it won't make it look like it's you against her, and it'll just make it look like, you're trying to do everything in your power to, you know um let your child, have that relationship with their mother, if it's possible, right? If it's possible, that's it, if it's possible. So, anything else, anybody else?
I mean, I think you said last time, give her some responsibility, depending on
Yeah.
depending on the reasoning, without, like I said, without knowing the reason. If it wasn't addiction or drinking, or if she's actually allowed to see her, see if she can take her off the bus, if she's
Hmm.
school age, and get her to the house.
Right,
Give,
right,
just give responsibility, because if she lets the child down and doesn't make it,
right,
it's going to
right.
show the child
Remember.
automatically. Oh well, she didn't care enough to come pick me up.
Right,
She
right.
didn't do for me just to do. This is her one thing that could have showed, and that that would be a good dead ringer.
Right, you can give her the rope and let her,
Tell yourself.
if she's gonna, yeah, if she's gonna do it to herself, let her do it to herself, but you don't have to be the one to do it. So I definitely agree with that, definitely agree with that. So, but yeah, so hopefully that situation, they'll come to a good middle ground on that, and of course whatever is best for the child will be the outcome. So let's go to number two. Um, my wife is getting fat and I'm not attracted to her as much. Should I tell her how I feel?
If you,
Oh my goodness.
if you want to sleep outside in your truck, I mean, because
If you have
my
a truck.
question is, My question is did you let yourself go?
Right. Like, yeah, I would not say that unless you want to sleep with one eye open and, as Miss Gothi says, a taser under the bed. So
Oh no, I got it right next to my pillow.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't tell my wife that she's fat and I'm not attracted to her. I just think that's rude, number one. And number two, did you marry her just for her looks? Because you probably shouldn't have been married. Like if you just married her for her looks and that was it, because everybody's looks are gonna fade at some point. People are gonna gain weight, lose weight, whatever it is. Marriage is supposed to be way more than that. So, you know, um, and again, I think it comes down to compromise, right? Like if you feel like your wife has gained weight, like why don't y'all go work out together? Why don't y'all go swimming, go hiking, change your diet together, do something where it's together and it's not just like finger pointed at someone else. And I will say this: I hope that the reason why she gained weight was not because she's had one of your children. I was gonna say one of your big headed babies, but because if she had one of your big headed babies and you are complaining about her weight, you, sir, are disgusting.
No problem.
So, I hope that's not what it was. I'm hoping that's
And
not what it is.
I'm hoping that the reasoning behind him marrying her wasn't superficial. Like, why would,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it should be about the way they treat you, not just looks, physical, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, what you could do for them.
Right.
It
Right.
should go much deeper. It shouldn't be superficial. I think that's what I'm looking for.
Right. You're right. You're right. Superficial, or shallow.
Yeah.
I mean, marriage is supposed to be forever, but this
Mhm.
day and age, people can't even do 6 months before they start behaving ridiculous. So that's another conversation for another day, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was with two different, and they were 3 years, and it was both violent relationships. So
Yeah, it's definitely supposed to be something that you work on together. So if and I don't know. Like I feel like if you open that can of worms, you better be willing to hear what she has to say back. Cause I can guarantee you she probably has some stuff to say back. And you know how men are, they little feelings get hurt, and that be what it is, right? Your feelings get hurt. Now you want to pout. Now you want to go talk to somebody else. Now you want to be, doing all types of other stuff to get somebody's attention because she done hurt your little feelings. So I'm just saying, if you want to open that can of worms, just be prepared for whatever comes back. Cause and effect, cause and effect. There's consequences for every action, there's a reaction. So be careful. If you can't handle the reaction, you might want to temper the action.
if you
You
can't,
know, like,
if you can't take it, don't dish it.
right, right. That part. That part. I mean, I just hope she didn't have no big headed babies. Because if she had your big headed babies, I need you to sit down, sir, and be quiet, and just figure out how to be a good husband and a good father for a little bit.
I mean, I like you're saying. I mean, go. Hey, you want to come? I mean, if you got animal, hey, you got a dog. Hey, ask her. Can we? You and her. Like, if you have kids, wait for them to take a nap. Hey, you want to go out and take a walk with me and the dogs, or they're in bed and you're gonna just walk around the block with her with the
Right,
or if the kids are old enough, have them go with you.
right,
You
exactly,
family
exactly.
together. You know, it
Yep,
doesn't have to
family
be. It
exercise.
be, Oh, here, you're fat. I don't want to be with you. I hate that.
But my thing is, like, once again, if that is your only reasoning right now, you might want to sit down and reflect on yourself right now, because you're not coming out looking very great, sir.
Mm-mm.
Like that's all I'm saying. Like, you should have taken that in consideration when you married the person, that something might happen, something might change, people get into an accident, anything. So you trying to tell me that anything like that, and this is not your girlfriend or your boyfriend, this is your husband or wife or whatever, and all of a sudden all deals are off? It's weird.
Hmm.
That's weird.
That's why I
So yeah.
you they married. Did he marry her for looks, superficial, and
Mm-hmm.
for what she may have in the inside?
Right. Right. And I mean, what other qualities does she have where you're ignoring all these other qualities and just paying attention to, her weight? So she's not a good wife, she's not a good mother, she doesn't support you, she doesn't love you, she doesn't, confide in you, she doesn't try to understand you, she doesn't communicate with you. Like, what other things are playing a part in this? Is there something more than that? I guess is the question that I'm asking. Right, because that's just kind of strange.
Yeah, I agree.
So, well, hopefully, you don't say that and you don't end up sleeping outside. Take our advice, our word for it. That would not be you know, the best idea. But hopefully you can find, once again, a middle ground. I think, so far both of these letters, we're looking into compromise and communication. It seems to be the theme for these two: compromise and communication. And maybe people need to look into that a little bit more. Compromise and communication, compromise and communication. Everything that's in your head doesn't have to come to your mouth. Don't poke the bear, please. Do not poke the bear. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go to the next one. We're going to go to number 3. All right, here we go. I am tired of going to the store and seeing grown ass women in pajamas and bonnets. It's ghetto and men don't want to see that. Men in bonnets too. They soft as tissue. I'll say tissue. Oh, the bonnets and the pajamas. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, I think it's gotten a little out of hand. It's gotten really, really out of hand. Like, back in the day when we used to get our hair done, we used to call it a wrap. So when you would get your hair done, you would just wrap it around, and sometimes you'd put pins in it, right? And everybody knew when they saw pins in your hair that it was a wrap, because that was how your hair looked before you set it. Now, when you take the pins out, you comb your hair down and it falls nice and neatly to your face and everything like that. But every night we would have to wrap it up. And then we put a scarf on it. But we didn't wear the scarf out. We would wear our hair just wrapped, and then it got to where people didn't want to see the pins, right? So you would take the pins out and you would just leave it wrapped, and you would wear it wrapped, but you wouldn't have it covered with a scarf. So, or a bonnet. So that's how we used to wear it. Now people have these big bonnets, or they have the scarves, and they come out with their pajamas and their house shoes and their bonnets. And I mean, they get on the plane at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with their pajamas and their bonnets. Now, if you have a 3 a.m. flight, I can kind of understand that. It's still like nighttime or whatever, and you want to be comfortable, especially if you're going, far or something like that. But the pajamas and the bonnets, I've heard a lot of men say that they're tired of seeing that. The men with the bonnets, I mean, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, some men, they have, dreads or braids and stuff like that, and they keep it, in a bonnet. I didn't know that men had switched over to bonnets. I thought they just did the do rags, but I guess some of them switched over to the bonnets. It's a little strange for me as well. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, outside, like, that's supposed to be sleepwear. That's supposed to be like the same as your like your underwear, right? Like, those are your undergarments. Everybody's not supposed to see those. They're supposed to be inside. So technically, you know, but there's parents picking their kids up from school in their pajamas. I see so many people in pajamas. It's way too common. Men aren't men anymore. That part. Like, yeah, they're not really, you know. I don't get down with it, but now I will say that, like, if I go to walk Rico or something, I will put a scarf on my head to walk him because I'm not going anywhere, just to keep my hair covered while I'm going. But yeah, the bonnet outside, like, I I don't even think the bonnet doesn't even look cute on me, so I don't want to walk around with it. It looks, I don't think it's cute. So now there are ethnic head wraps and stuff like that. We're not talking about those. Like, there are some very nice ethnic head wraps where women wrap their hair and stuff like that. We're talking about the sleepwear, the ones that you just wear to sleep. You're clearly wearing to sleep. The big puffy thing that looks like, yeah, it comes in all the colors. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I can go without it too. I'll be honest. I'm not even gonna knock that guy for that. But the fact that you said men don't want to see it, like, first of all, we're not out here to appease you men. That's number one. So to think that the reason to stop wearing it is just because men don't want to see it, like, thank you, sir, but no thank you. It's just not a good look. Like, it's just not a good look, especially the ones like when they come out with the Tweety Bird slippers on and the pajamas. You're doing too much. Why are you walking around with Tweety Bird slippers in Walmart right now? You know, like, come on, come on. You could at least put some flip flops on. I mean, that just flip flops, something. Tweety Bird, and then you're gonna wear those in your house. Like, see, let me just go off on my tangent real quick. In my house, there are no shoes allowed in my house. When you come to the door, you got to take your shoes off, right? Because I don't want your outside coming inside onto my floor that I walk on all the time. Especially when you have kids and stuff like that. I've always had kids and babies and stuff. So, you take your shoes off at the door so that, when you walk in the house, there's only a certain level of dirt. You don't have outside dirt inside, right? So the fact that you took your Tweety Bird around the house shoes out to the Walmart, and now you're walking all around your house with it. No, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Miss Gothi?
I don't wear my slippers in public, but I do wear pajamas. Now let me explain. My brother gets me at 6 at the ass crack of dawn to go shopping. Like he wakes me up to, and I only go out like twice a month, if that. So I'm not awake. So I'm like, okay, I'm dressed. Let's go, type of thing. So I'm not thinking, oh, I need to be this way. I mean, I'm just not at that
Miss
early in the
Gothi's
morning.
guilty.
So yeah, I mean, now I wear my slide-ins. I don't
Okay.
wear, I mean, but I do have a pair of slippers that are outside slippers. They've got the rough grip on it and stuff. That
Mm-hmm.
if I wanted to, they're not ones that they're ones I wear outside.
Okay. Okay. So you got outside slippers, not inside
I've got
outside
outside
slippers.
slippers and I got inside shoes. So I mean, I don't like wearing shoes anyway. I'll wear
Wear
barefoot
Tweety
outside and
Bird
inside.
slippers
Nope, I
with the
don't have.
big
Now
Tweety
I
Bird
was about to
face
say I
on
don't
it.
have
You're
no
not walking
animal
around
slippers.
Walmart with Tweety
My
Bird on because
son
that's where we
does.
draw the line.
No, he's got Yoda slippers,
Okay.
and I think that's it. He's got Yoda, but no, he if he goes out, and he can't find his sandals, he'll wear my slippers, my outside slippers,
Okay.
and I'll wear slide ins because we wear about the same
Okay.
size. But it's
Well,
because we get up. He wakes us up. He's like, "I'm on the way," and I'm like, "I gotta wake him up. Go, come on, we gotta get dressed." And he's like,
right, you don't want to get
"Huh?" You know,
dressed. Kathy said early in the morning you get a pass. That's what Miss Gotti said. Early in the morning you get a pass. You can wear them
or
early in the
I'm thinking,
morning. But so Miss Gotti, let me ask you a question.
okay,
Where is the place that um it is not appropriate for pajamas and
I gotta say, if you're
bonnet?
going to a down restaurant or at a port, I'm hmm, like a doctor's appointment. I
Okay.
mean,
So there are
I mean,
levels to
unless
this.
you have to go to the hospital, I mean, something serious, and it's at night, and you're wearing that, you know. I've had to take a child to the hospital, and they had pajamas on. But I mean, for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
most part,
that's understandable.
I mean, to me, grocery shopping, I mean, is not a classy thing, a classy event. It's not. I mean, like even the fairgrounds, you don't need to be wearing pajamas to a fair. I mean, you're gonna
Right.
go. I mean, maybe occasionally to the park.
I wonder if they put clean ones on in the morning or wear them from the night before. At what point do you change them? That's a good question, Angela. At what point do the bedclothes or the pajamas get changed if you're wearing them out? Do you wear them? Do you change into the pajamas, clean pajamas to go out, and then you come back in and you change out and put on other pajamas? Like, how does that work? What's the rule for that? Strength, patience, and
I
peace says, is a muumuu a pajama? I don't a muumuu to a bodega, right? So strength, patience, and peace said that they've been to the bodega with a muumuu on. So that is, yeah, that okay. So it's a clean one though. It's a clean one. Let's go to the next. I think it's okay. We're the last one. This is the last one. Okay. So it says, since women have a list of places they don't want to go on a first date, give men the list of potential fun first dates. And I'm assuming that this came from something that happened where some guy took this lady out, and I want to say he was going to take her to Cheesecake Factory or Applebee's or something, and she was like, I'm not going there. That's not suitable for a first date. I'm not, that's not good enough. So I think that's where this question comes from. So basically, you know this guy is asking, well, if that's not a suitable first date, what's a suitable first date? So I think the woman wanted to go somewhere where he'd have to spend $100, on her or something like that. And I think for a first date, I think that's too much. I don't care. Like,
I agree. It's way too much. And if that's the case, if she's that money driven, then she's not worth your time, in my opinion. It's my
yeah,
opinion.
I I honestly, and maybe I'm just because I'm a woman, but if I was a man, I mean, my whole thing about dating is that I'm trying to get to know you. So before I get to the point to where I want to spend some money, like I just want to see if I want to spend that time with you. Like I might not want to spend that time with you. And I'm always open for dates that are free, that don't cost anything, that like just something that's different. Like you can go for a walk in the park, you can go to a museum. There's plenty of places you can go that don't have to break the budget and that could just be fun, fun first dates. Like you can go to a fair, you could go out. I mean, the out to eat thing to me is kind of like played. Like, let's figure out something else that you can do that, could be fun. Like I like things that are different. Like I've never been horseback riding on a first date, but I love the horseback ride. So if somebody took me on a first date a horseback ride, I'd love that. Like just think of something different. Patience and love said, go have a coffee or a tea. Yeah, coffee or tea is fine. That's fine. Just some way that you can, talk to the person, get to know them, see what they're about. I mean, hopefully you've spoken to them a little bit before. I've always been the type of person, like, if I'm gonna go out on a date, I'm gonna talk to this person first, because the one thing you're not gonna do is catch me out here with somebody that I do not want to be around, and now I'm trying to figure out a way how I can get away from you. So I feel like you have to have a certain level of, comfort before I'm gonna come out the house. Like, I'm be like, nah, I'm good. I'm okay. But maybe that's just me. I mean, I'm also that
It takes,
person that you could go ahead and order me DoorDash and just talk to me on the phone, and I'll take that too.
yeah, see, it takes a lot to actually get me out of my house. You want me to leave my house? No, I'm fine. Mm-mm. There's too much drama and bullshit outside. No, I'm good.
So you just gonna stay inside, have online dates.
Yeah. No, I don't even want that because that online shit caused drama too.
You said it caused the online culture. Well, the online stuff leads to more pictures, I think. So that's why that's the reason
I
why I
know,
wouldn't
right?
be online too much, because then people start sending pictures and you be like, oh God, what? I don't want this either. Caitlin says
Yeah,
no
I,
fancy first date. And Strength, Patience, and Love says first date, you're supposed to get to know each other more than the conversation over the phone.
met somebody on the Yahoo
Mm-hmm.
chat. He comes and picks me up. He takes me to Burger King, and then we get done having a conversation. He drops me back off the house. Then he goes into Yahoo chat and tells everybody I'm a freak because I wear gothic makeup. I dress in goth. I wear all black, and he didn't like that. Now, mind you, my name in Yahoo chat was Gothic Freaky Bitch. So it shouldn't have been any. There shouldn't have been any weirdness. Yeah, I'm very upfront. Like I said, don't sugarcoat shit. But he went, and it wasn't my. It wasn't the fact that my weight or anything. It was the fact that I wore all black and I had black and white makeup on and black eyeliner. Because I don't do mascara, I'll poke myself in the eye. I can't see you to do that shit. But he didn't like me because I was gothic and talked
But
shit
that was
about.
in your name.
But yes, it was. It in my name. It was gothic freaky bitch. It was all in my name. Yeah.
Just playing.
So he paid for it. He took me out. For the most part, he was a gentleman. But other than going behind, he couldn't tell me to my face. Okay, I don't think that's gonna work. Don't go behind
That's
my back and
crazy.
somebody goes, "Oh, he's talking about you," and I get brought into the conversation, not
Wow.
knowing what's going on. I'm like, that's why I'm like, I'm not looking to. Why? Why am I gonna go out of my house? There's too many fuck turds out there. I don't want to go to jail.
I don't know the answer, but I can tell you,
I don't.
from what I've heard and seen, I haven't seen anything that makes me want to run to the line and be like, yeah, let me get in this. No, I haven't seen anything like that. Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. So, you know, and it doesn't seem like, people as a whole are really trying to be compatible uh on that level anymore anyway. So, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
there's no more of the intimacy. There's no more of the talking. You know, deep conversations on, you know, what you both want and how you want things to go and compatibility and
Like they say that they have male loneliness epidemic. And it's because women are no longer wanting to even be dealing with it. Like, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth. It's not
Mhm.
worth the headache. It's not worth the trauma. It's
Mhm.
not worth the checking the phone. It's not worth the what were you doing? You know, like you just go into it assuming that you're lying, you're cheating, you're talking to, a bunch of different other females. There you go. And, it's just waiting to whenever the shoe's going to drop. And then when the shoe drops, like, yeah, that's what I thought. Like it's not even a shock anymore, I don't think, to women. And women that have, friends, they're just opting to be with their friends and hang out with their friends and do all the things that they would do with, their significant other with their friends now, because, men have really dropped the ball on, companionship, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying that all women are good and, whatever. And I'm not saying, that there are not issues with some women, because there are crazy women out there too. But, you
Mhm.
know, it's just it just doesn't seem like there's anything out there worth running after. I could say that. I could be wrong, but I ain't seen nothing that, be like, oh yeah, oh that's great, oh blah, blah.
Mm-mm.
And every person that they try to put up there, like, oh, this is goals relationship, this is goals relationship, then it winds up being crap. So it's like, what's even the purpose of that? So but
Mhm. And they
yeah,
don't want to work
yeah.
on it either.
No,
There's
nobody
no,
wants to work.
no, they don't want to
Nobody
work
wants
on their
any
relationship.
work. No work. Work. What's that? No, no, they don't want that. They do not
Yeah.
want that. But yeah, so well, that is our four letters for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just want to thank everybody for coming out and spending some time with us once again. Make sure you share it, make sure you subscribe, you hit the bell, join us, have some conversation with us. We love to engage with people, with everyone. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday. Anything you guys want to send us an email or a letter that you want us to read, please email it to us. imjshs24@gmail.com, and we will read it right here. And anything else you guys want to express to us, make sure that you meet us after school. We'll be right back after school on Wednesday. And you guys can come meet up with us and chill out with us and hang out with us and have a good time. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye.
You, you, you got a problem with me. Meet me after school. You wanna hang out with me. Meet me after school. Want the hot truth tea. Meet me after school. Wanna air it all out. Meet me after school. You been played for the fool. Meet me after school. See twisted haters get straightened out. Meet me after school. Meet me after school. Wanna know what I'm all about. Meet me after school. It don't matter what you do. Pull up or take a stool. Just make sure you meet me after school.